morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the show at Rise Up Show with me, your host, the Queen Bee, Danny Wallace. How are you feeling? As we chat this morning to the devilishly handsome, the fabulously wonderful, the incredibly knowledgeable Mr. Fidel Hill, the modern man. Good morning. Jodie Soul, good morning. Babna Reddy, good morning. Elise Woodbine, good morning. The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon, good morning, sir.
Shut up, for f***'s sake. Jesus.
The fantastic Lizzie Jackson Barrett, good morning. Josephine, Sandra, everybody, good morning.
Good morning, bees! Hello! How are you? It's Monday. It's March. Guess where you are? You're live in the hive. Sorry, I get a bit excited at this point, and with it being a Monday as well, I'm a bit overexcited. So I'll breathe, and then I'll start to talk a little bit more on a normal level. Hello, Danielle Hansen. Yay, I can finally see the comments. I don't know how to pin them though, so I might just be talking to you and seeing these different things come up. But happy Sassy Monday. If you're not sure who I am, and I'm a new face to you because I know we've got lots of new bees in the hive, I am JoJo Smith, business development and branding fairy godmother. Swish. It's a little bit of a swish statement. It's not your average kind of statement, but the belief is real because I believe that we all have the power to create our own fairy tale lifestyle, a lifestyle that suits you and not that one that you serve the life, if that makes sense. So thank you for joining me today. The reason you've got this face is because Danny has got some super busy stuff going on this week personally. She's told a few people about it, so she's not able to actually be here for this show today, but she passed the baton. Friday, Danielle did the fabulous show with the lovely Louisa Herridge, and today you get me, bees, you get the pink sassy fairy godmother. So like I said, it's the beginning of the week, and today we've got an amazing guest. We have got the brilliant Becky Dillon, the Proud Life Coach, who certainly has a great big story of pride. But before we get there, I want to know and check in with all you bees and see how's your weekend been and how you're feeling about the beginning of March. And I've got a question. Is Sunday the beginning of your week, or is Monday the beginning of your week? Because for me, it's always been Monday, but there's a lot of Sunday starters out there. Let me know in the comments. How have we got? Wow, you're a little triggerish. I am. Well, I'm a little bit sassy happy. The energy kind of comes with me, I'm afraid. But I'm sassy, not sorry. So Sunday or Monday, what's your start of the week? Let me know in the comments. Before we bring Becky on as well, I thought, with checking in with you guys, I thought we'd look at like national days, because there's always a national day, isn't there? It's always a national day of something. And today I did a little bit of research, and the national day today, little sassy facts. I always like to come with my little sassy facts. If you are watching, please do give, if you're new to this as well, please do give StreamYard permission, because it won't show who's saying what comments. And make sure you let us know that you are watching as well, because it's lovely to have that interaction. So back to national days. Today, guess what special day it is today? I'm going to give you a few sassy facts. Justin Bieber's birthday is today. So happy birthday. Happy sassy birthday to the Biebs. He's probably still only like 21, isn't he? Because I know he's like really, really young. Actually, that'd be interesting. How old is Bieber? Because that's going to make me feel really, really old. Another one, it's National Peanut Butter Day. But just wait there, because if you've got any allergens in the house, I've got a daughter who's really severely allergic to peanuts. I have a substitute for you. And I know that Danny is a fan of this. Well, I know one of the girls is a fan of this. If you can't eat peanut butter and it's National Peanut Butter Day, we're not going to leave you out, because we're going to be totally inclusive. I've got a substitute for you. I don't know if this is classed as an advertisement, but I'm going to say it anyway. Go with the Lotus Biscoff. It's the same consistency as peanut butter, way sweeter, way sassier. So that's your National Peanut Butter Day substitute. The other one, just really, really quick, before we bring Becky on, is it's St. David's Day today. My dad's called David. So, and he's not actually, St. David is actually the patron saint of Wales, so I believe. he's not Welsh, but he is David. So, Dad, take my hat off to you today. I love you lots. Thank you for everything you've ever done for me. Okay, moving on. Danielle saying it was a great weekend for her, and that she's a Monday starter. So don't forget to let me know, Monday or Sunday starter. Right, without further ado, I'm going to bring on the absolutely fabulous Becky Dillon to tell us her proud story, because she owns herself. Beck, where are you? Come in.
Hello.
Hey, here she is.
Happy Monday. Like 100. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so excited. Well, yeah, Monday is definitely the start of the week. I don't understand. Like Monday to Sunday is me. So today is the beginning of a new week.
Yeah, Sunday's the end of the week for me. But you do get a lot of people that do start their week on a Sunday. I've never really got it, to be perfectly honest.
I don't. Yeah.
But, you know, it's each to their own, isn't it? You have to go with what suits you. Talk about what suits you. I feel like that takes us really nicely into your story, and owning what you want to do, owning being you, just basically just being yourself. Beck, give us just a little bit of an intro to begin with on who you are, what you do, and a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, so I'm Becky. I'm also known as the Proud Life Coach. I think it says it on it. So I cut a long story short. I've got a corporate background. I'm still working my 9 to 5, but I've set up a business within lockdown. The reasoning behind the whole business sort of launching and everything is I want to help my former self, because for years and years I was in a dark place, suffered with deep depression, anxiety. Every day I was so swallowed up in, you know, people I was hiding my sexuality really, and it drained the life out of me every single day. I was so exhausted and I was just existing, and I just kind of like
let's just pause you there just 1 second, because that is the bomb, isn't it? That's where this kind of started for you. So I just want to highlight that, just in case anybody sort of like is just still kind of coming in to join us. You created your business from a situation that was really holding you back. Not only have you created it in lockdown, two, you're bringing something huge to the table, aren't you? And it was a big change for you. You know, you just said you were hiding your sexuality, and you've created your business from that to help you form yourself. I don't want to skim over that little bit, because that to me is absolutely huge and inspiring as well. There's lots of little inspiring nuggets in there for people, the starting of the business, the owning yourself. What was the moment that it actually was the key moment for you, Beck?
I think that when I look back, it's always when you look back, because I feel like I've got so much kind of life experience and knowledge, like I'm like mid to late 30s now, and I think that when I look back, I didn't have the right people to look out to. Like, I want people to be able to reach out to someone that, you know, that's not going to be judgmental. And I did years ago go for like group counselling, but counselling wasn't what I needed. I needed somebody to sort of grow me as a person and accept me and that kind of thing. And I think there was kind of like, there's been different times in my life really where you know, I've been on a massive journey, let's just say, but I suppose it's once I started to embrace myself, once I started to just come out of work. As soon as I came out of work, I was able to excel myself, work my way up, you know, so there was different moments really.
This is really quite close to home for me. I feel quite honoured to be part of this show today. I've got a family member that is out, but not quite out.
Kind of
like just
not unusual.
It's not unusual. And my brother-in-law's gay and totally out. So to have those two different scenarios, everybody, so the person that I'm talking about, I've got to be really careful, because I know what I'm like. I'll trip over and I'll probably out and like live on. So just we need a beep machine or something. But it has been really, really close to home, and they're far more out than they ever were. And I think it's just, is it a generational thing? Because Go on, I'm going to let you.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I'll tell you about what I did a couple of weeks ago. So I spoke to nearly about 150 students from a local college that was a live event, a part of LGBTQ plus History Month. And from there, it was really, really interesting, the questions that they asked me, you know, because they were looking up to me kind of thing, you know, and I was like thriving off them because I was giving them advice, and that's exactly what I've always wanted to do. But a lot of the questions were like, do you think it's easier now? You know, the generations have moved on. Definitely things have changed. Even stuff's changed from like we got engaged in 2014, got married in 2018. When we got engaged, we couldn't get married. We could only do a civil partnership. So things have evolved.
Your wedding picture is stunning. I feel like I missed out on a really
you
that
did?
picture of all you with your bridesmaids is stunning, absolutely stunning. Go on, sorry, I wanted to mention.
I mean, we never thought we'd have it, but we had the fairy tale wedding. We literally did. We really, really, really did. We had everything that we wanted, and we went a bit over the board, you know, because we were just like, this is us, and that was our like, you know, massive moment kind of thing. But yeah, it's kind of a generation thing. It's sometimes a culture thing as well, because religious, you know, people, and we're quite fortunate in the UK. I think we are getting there and things are changing. But even when we got engaged, you know, like when you fill forms out where you're like, everything was bride and groom. So like it's like, oh, which one's the groom today? You know, like you have to keep scrubbing it out and putting bride. But things have changed now, and I think a lot of even in the wedding industry, they're evolving and changing things. You know, they're saying couple, or you know, it's exclusive, you know, open to everyone kind of thing. So yeah, things have definitely evolved. But yeah, it comes down to families. It depends what kind of family you've got, what support network you've got around you. But my advice is that people just need to reach out to the right communities and find their people. You know, find the support group and everything. So many amazing charities.
Yeah, I think that's very. That's very true to life in general, isn't it? You find your tribe, you find your vibe, and that is what encourages you to actually feel like you absolutely can be who you want to be. Crikey, I own my tutu and crown by finding my tribe with the bees. Do you know what I mean? I never thought I could do that in my working career, but 100% could. But when I said to you, what was the moment that you were like, you know what? No, enough is enough now. I am going to be who I am. I'm going to be, you know, loud, proud, and I'm going to actually write it. Because that actual courage to take that first step from, you know, so were you, let me know a little bit about that part of the journey.
Yeah, it's really strange to like explain it, because I kind of confided in like random people I didn't really know at first, you know, random strangers and stuff like that. And then there was like the odd friend, you know, and they had my back and they're always like, oh, we already knew, you know, that kind of thing. The family was like sporadic, really. It was in it, you know, I'd go in the closet, back out, you know, it was all a bit hit and miss, really. But I think the moments for me was when I didn't want to live anymore. Like I was, you know, I tried to end my life. That's how bad it got. And I felt like it got to a point where it was like, I really need to step back from everything, like from my work, just for everything, and like really like look at myself and think, hang on a minute, like this, you know, this is me, this is who I am, and I need to. It was almost like I was attacking myself, you know, and I wasn't like I was turning to alcohol. I'd become like a bit of a party animal, and I'd mask it, and I'd feel great for that Friday night, and then the next minute I'd be like, because I used to be paranoid constantly that people were thinking things, and it was just ridiculous. But
like you had a great sign above your head, kind of thing. But it's interesting that you just said I would tell people, and they knew already. So the person that I've been speaking about, everybody knows.
Yeah.
Only that person that has got the struggle to actually, you know, be there and crown it fully, kind of thing. And it's like, you know, we're all there going, come on, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think it's very much that personal thing. So would you say, is that fear? Is it judgment? Is it discrimination? Is it, you know, what's the reason I'm digging on this is because I really think that people could be watching that, you know, you are an inspiration, Beck, and you're doing such great things now that those little nuggets might just give people that courage and the confidence to think, you know what, it's okay. We've talked about that, you know, yes, we've moved on, society has moved on. But that's why I said, was it a generational thing? Because I find it's very much an age that is still quite frightened or still quite nervous about it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, society's moved on, history's moved on, laws have changed. So before 2003, you couldn't even speak about LGBT plus in schools. So when I'd already left school by then. So the generations before, and it's coming through now. And now I want to get out to colleges, I want to get out to workplace, I want to get out to schools, I want to talk about, the issues, because there's still a lot of there's massive areas for improvement. And people, I'm still learning. I'm learning a lot of stuff about my own community. And now I want to, instead of like shying away, but I'd probably say that it's just about embracing who you are, really. Embrace everything about yourself, and the one thing you get one life. You've got to be, you've got to be 110 million. You've got to be happy in your own skin. You've got to be, and if that means losing a couple of friends, then they're not really true friends, and you'll find your communities, and the more people that I opened up to, the happier I became. Every single person that I opened up to, it was just a massive relief, and you shouldn't be walking around with that kind of pressure on yourself, and that anxiety constantly. Yeah, it really is. You're just free. And like now, I have gone from literally not wanting anybody to know to everybody I'm not bothered. I'm actually not bothered. Do you know what I mean? Like, now I want to like give back to because the things have evolved, things have changed, but there's still a lot of communities out there, even local communities to me, that haven't got access to facilities. They haven't got access to reach out to people. They don't know what to say, or that kind of thing. And off the back of doing the college thing, I did get like inboxes from the college students. A lot of them did start to open up on the thing that we did, but they were asking me questions, and it was really interesting because there's so much support that they need, and
I find now, I've got a daughter who's 16 and a son who's 19.
Yeah.
And I would say that I'm keep mentioning generation. It's only because that's my experience.
Yeah.
So my daughter's generation are a lot more vocal. They are a lot more open. It's still, a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But there is definitely a trans and gay community, and sort of coming out within schools massively more than literally, in my day just wouldn't have happened.
Even in mine.
And something that I just kind of want to know, I hope I never offend anybody, because everything comes from good intention, from whatever I say, but I think that it's almost as well, I was chatting to Danny about this, that it's now as well. Do you think, because it's definitely more open, it's definitely, more a talked about subject, do you think there's an element there as well, sort of as people are coming through, they're a lot more curious, they're a lot more, what's your thoughts on the younger generation now? Because I'm really intrigued by this, because
I think there's because even like the LGBT plus, the plus part of the community is growing, it's evolving. There's even like the censors that they're going to have this month for the first time, they're going to be recognised and things. So I think there's 100%. It's like you say, it's not as uncommon as it was, and they are able to be themselves a lot more. And I think that will give them. I think that'll give them scope from a younger age to sort of think, well, where do I fit in? In society kind of thing. Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I think that's massively about where do I Beck, can you just explain the plus part? And like for anybody, because I always think anybody could be watching this, but actually may even still not know what do you know what I mean? What all
I have to, I have to keep Googling it because it's very long. It's quite a long list. But it's
Yeah.
like I don't want to get it wrong, you know. So even I'm constantly learning all the
Well,
time.
that makes me feel a lot more comfortable, because I'm like, I went to say then the LGBTQT, and like sometimes I think I'm going to miss something off, and I don't want to miss anybody out. So I think if you can, I think that'd be quite interesting for some people.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the actual. I mean, you've got like pansexual, asexual, straight allies. So there was some that were on the college thing, which were actually supported other students, and that they're known as straight allies.
Okay.
So they're part of this community. So the ones that will go out and you know, promote gay pride, or you know, support this community. So a lot of people are probably a part of that, part of the community, and not even don't even realise. You've got intersex, you've got cisgender, gender fluid. So there's quite a lot that come under
it's
the.
quite a broad range.
Yeah, yeah.
It's quite a broad range. Where would you recommend people? Because I help businesses develop, and people coming new into business or existing businesses, and sometimes there is that little bit of like worry or nervousness about, you know, being included. I don't know what to say. I don't want to offend. So literally, we don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, so that's yeah. So it's about educating, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Where would you direct people to just do some really, like, you know, good research?
There's lots of amazing charities. So you've got we've got the Proud Trust that's in Manchester. That's an incredible charity. The social medias are amazing. So their social media is really good. The LGBT Foundation, the stuff that even they posted in History Month has been incredible. It's been so knowledgeable. There's loads of like resources out there. There's a lot of Instagram accounts that you can follow now. A lot of like I mean, like I'd probably go for like private, you know, companies like that, like charities, because they're doing some amazing work, and they have a lot of befriending services. So and they have moved quite a lot of it online. So they've had dating stuff online, you know, like people that are just chatting, that kind of thing. I've been reaching out to some other coaches around the world as well. So other LGBTQ plus coaches. There's quite a lot in America. There's quite a lot in America, more than there is in the UK. I've only sort of found, I mean, there's probably a lot more, but I've only kind of like connected with a few in the UK. So we've been kind of like sharing knowledge and stuff. So,
in regards to the services that you offer, what would you say, sort of, you know, the people that you deal with, the people that you mainly serve in one sense, what's your signature offering in the sense? Because I just really want people to know that, you know, there's some support.
Yeah. So I'm obviously at the very beginning of my journey. So I'm actually training to be an accredited life coach and do NLP techniques and stuff like that. So I'll be helping people with anxiety and that kind of thing. And what I'll be working on, and what I'm currently working on, is I've got my brand new shoot in May. And in August is when I'm working on my website at the moment. So I'm currently writing my story and that kind of thing. So what I'll be launching is a few different types of services. So I will have a picture call. The plan is to I like to offer things in house as well. So there'll be an online course and a like in-person event. I'd love nothing more to do in-person events. So I'll be doing sort of my signature courses, which will probably be about 6 weeks, and it'll go through all the different stages. And it's basically giving them the skills, the confidence, the tools to come out, and every situation is going to be so different. So at the moment I'm kind of at a stage where it's almost like I'm trying to engage with lots of different people. The college thing, for example, so I'm going to do a lot more like enrichment courses and classes. I want to try and tailor my course to make sure that I can help the majority of people and that we cover everything that we need. So at the moment I'm kind of getting myself out there, doing a lot of networking, a lot of asking questions, and going to tailor my course to almost things that I'm learning now, you know, about different communities and stuff, but also what I would have needed all those years ago, what would have helped me, you know. It's definitely 100% about your mindset. So there'll be a lot of mindset work. I'll do one-to-one work. You know, I've got to try and whether people will I want to create a community, my own community of people that are all in similar sort of situations, or they've been on different journeys and they're all, you know, they can all relate to each other. So it'll be, if I can do short, small groups, shall we say, then that's me creating a community. There'll be people that will prefer to work on a one-to-one and, you know, basis and stuff like that. So
you're easing gently, haven't you, with some people? Some people, like you say, will be, you take that first step and you're like, yeah, by the way, I've got something to tell you. And then you'll be like, actually, world.
Yeah. So, you know, it's kind of coaching them to give them the confidence to do.
And I think
do
because
things, do their dreams, because what I've done in the last year is all the things that I've ever dreamt of doing.
And
so what if I can do it, you know?
And it was purely not, in a sense, purely not owning yourself that was holding you back and was stopping yourself. I mean, I don't think there's any better person to guide you than somebody that's actually travelled the journey, that's been down the road, that's took the turnings. In a sense, you can offer some shortcuts, I would imagine. And no, don't go down that road. No,
that's a very long road. You don't want to go down there. Yeah, definitely.
Come this way instead, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where if you're saying about you creating your community, and I know sort of this has been a lockdown kind of journey for you, which I think it's been such a huge journey for a lot of people, in sense of they've actually took the time to go, do you know what, this is what life has thrown at us. It can throw absolutely anything. It's time to put my tutu and crown on. It's time to be proud.
You want to come out like this, you know, you want to explode out of it, don't you?
Yeah, because I think it gave everybody time to like have a think. So you've been creating a community. So where can people find? We're not wrapping this up, by the way, but I just want to be able to, and you know, make sure the links go in. After
so
the community, how's that going?
Yeah, so I've got a Facebook page, so the Proud Life Coach. So at the moment, I've been branding myself. So I'm kind of coming up with different content, should we say? So I'm posting there. I started off the Instagram, and it was really to journey. I didn't want to come out, start my Instagram as this polished, perfect thing, because that's not me anyway. But so I've been starting.
I'm not like that.
I'm not all for this, you know, like thing, whatever. So I started it's at Proud Life Coach on Instagram, and it was basically my journey from the very, very beginning, like literally, you know, nothing, whatever. So I've kind of gone, you know, and it's people will see, and over the time I've like put a logo on, I've asked people what they thought, you know, that kind of thing. I've like kind of journaled, not just that, but like the studying part of stuff that I'm doing, the things that I've learned. I've been doing lives. I've been doing a lot of interviews over on my Facebook page with different women from different backgrounds that are in business, to grow my skills and to meet different people, and you know, from different walks of life. So
it's a process, isn't it? It's very much a process, and I think it's really beautiful, because within my business, I started sort of like 15 months ago, and it was just before lockdown happened, and mine's evolved, and it's gone in. It's just grown, and it's evolved really beautifully. But it's through learning, and it is through growth, and it is through who you connect with, and it is through who sort of influences you, inspires you. You know, who actually, that's an interest. Who mentors you? You know, who inspires you?
Who inspires me? Danny Wallace. I know that's really cheesy, but
if I could get a runner up, I'd be like that.
Like,
I get it.
Do you know one of my little bucket listy things over lockdown was to come on this show, and here I am. So yay! Danny Wallace. People like Heather Peace. She was on London's Burn, and she's a big lesbian icon.
Yeah.
So she's an actress, singer. Look up to her because she's just always been out there, always been herself, and sort of admire her kind of family unit that she's created and stuff. God, like Michelle Obama. Really powerful women, women that just accept people from all walks of life, that are inspiring. Gosh, it's trying to like think of people.
It's kind of, well, I mean, for me, just having those few people that were my go-tos to go. It's like, I mean, Danny talks about leaving breadcrumbs, and you know, she moves forward and then like passes it back, and it's like, you know, it's the hand that's bringing everybody up. It's huge, because you do need those. I mean, it goes community, it goes mentorship for me, because you need that person person to show you that it's possible as well, don't you, sometimes? Because that bravery, I always remember Danny saying to me at once, if you're not feeling brave enough, borrow a bit of mine, and, you know, borrow that little bit of self, borrow that little bit of bravery. So people that are coming and finding this, you know, they're in the same situation as you were, you know, you're going to be that person for them. And so, you know, they can borrow your belief, they can borrow, you know, your bravery, but it's the same. You know, we're all just climbing that, we're all on a journey, aren't we? That word sounds journey, it sounds, you know, it sounds a bit cheesy, but it is what it is.
I love everything that Danny does. Like, I want to, because I think you're taking part in the Be Inspired.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, see, it sounds corny, but I would love nothing more than to get on a stage and tell my story and, you know, relate to people and connect with people. And, you know, even if you just inspire or help one person, that's what I've always said in my life. So I just love what she does. Like,
let me tell you, be careful. As a fairy godmother, I'm qualified to say, be careful what you wish for, because no, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Literally, I posted, I think it was yesterday, it was a year ago that I went to Be Inspired, an in-life real event, those things. Do you remember back in the day?
Yeah.
And I went to Be Inspired, and I was. It does what it says on the tin. I literally so inspired that I left there and I said to Danny, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to be on that stage with you next year. Because I'm so inspired by the people that were there. And lo and behold, this year I will be on the stage with some other fabulous, they're just amazing. There's 22 speakers this year over the two events, over the 2 days. I mean, I'm sure most people know that, you know, you can get Be Inspired tickets, but if you resonate with any of the speakers, I mean, I know Danny's going to be releasing the lineup pretty soon, but if anybody resonates with any of the speakers that are speaking, you can actually book your tickets via their links, or you can book it via Danny's link. But I would imagine that any of the speakers that are on, they might be offering something, I can't say for definite, they might be offering something, you know, in order to encourage you, because for me, I've put my money where my mouth is with Be Inspired, because if they buy the Be Inspired ticket through me, I will, for the first 7 that go through my link, I am giving them a free SAS storming session, because guaranteed you will walk away from Be Inspired and you will need direction, because you will want to put a plan of action. It will inspire you to take action. So I was like, right, what am I going to do? I'm going to put it out there. I was gifted my ticket for Be Inspired the very first time. Danny, I felt very, very blessed for that. And so that's just a case now of passing it back and going, you know what, if you go and do it, because Danny's got the affiliate link, you can then, if you then sell 4 tickets, you earn your ticket price back. So actually, in theory, you could actually go to Be Inspired for free, if that makes sense. She's made it so accessible for people. And it is so powerful. And the people that are there this year, the value, unbelievable. And, you know, you can watch.
I've got the week off work that week, so I'm really looking forward to it. Like,
have you? You know what? Get loads of things on paper, because you are going to get value that's like beyond belief. For me, it was just, I was already kind of like there and ready. But once I went to Be Inspired, it was like somebody shoved a Duracell battery and it was just like powered me up. It powered me up. Fantastic. So,
I think, like, it's even over the last like, I feel like I've gone on a journey, and even I'd say even since it's probably March last year where I kind of discovered Danny and started watching her shows and stuff, and then like you start like then connecting with different people, and it all kind of like branches off and stuff, and it was through, actually, it was like almost like I went on a little journey to figure out what I wanted to offer and where I wanted to go with my business. It was just weird, not weird, but it was like, I believe that you kind of meant to discover certain people to make your head a certain way in life. You know, there's certain people who come along, and she's definitely one of them, 100%.
Everything happens for a reason. I believe. And I think it happens when it's the right time for you. And I think you hear the message from the person that you're meant to hear it from. Because, you know, Danny always says it's no new news. we all say it in a different way, but sometimes just when the time is right for you, you'll hear it. And that's normally when you've been on, for want of a better word, when you've had the journey, because you need to go through that in order to understand where you actually don't want to be, and that gives you the strength to know that you can, because you've come through that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, that's I mean, like, coming off like the thing that I did the other week. So obviously, like, I'm studying. What the whole like lockdown has done to me is like literally made me fearless. Like, I'll literally go on and jump on anything. Like, I'll come on here. I'll go and do interviews. Do you know what I mean? I'm not shy or nervous to do anything now. I'll just, just kind of do it.
I totally resonate with it.
Like, everyone will be like, shut that lump up. Do you know what I mean? But
they laugh at me and be inspired, because I have what I call volunteer Tourette's. If somebody says, "Will somebody do something?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Oh shit, what did I just do?" But it's that courage and confidence is now there, and it's kind of unstoppable, isn't it? Unstoppable.
Yeah.
And it's really.
Have you ever had those moments in your life where you do something and it's almost like you have an out of body experience? You're like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was actually amazing. Like, and I've only ever had 3 moments in my life. And that was one where it was when I got married. You know, when you walk back down the aisle, like you come out and I was like, oh my God, like that was incredible. Because it's like you're on, like, you know, you're doing your vows. I was going to say your lines then, but your vows, and you don't want anything to go wrong. You're like, oh my God, that was just the best experience. So that's one of them, 100%. And that was kind of like an experience I never thought I'd get. And then second was a skydive. So I am literally one of these women that, you know, when you go up an escalator, like I always think I'm going to fall back. So I'm like, I'm going to fall back. Like, I'm literally that scared of, like, I've got a bit of a thing about heights. Did a skydive, cool as a cucumber, because it was one of those things. And I anyone who's sitting on the fence who hasn't done a skydive, I 100% recommend it. It was one of the best things I've ever done. And when you're up there, and it's almost like you're on this surreal out of body experience, like, wow. And like the buzz that you get off it after. The last one was just a few weeks ago when I did the college, when I was, you know, a little bit anxious, a little bit this and that. And they always say that you get these when you want something to work and you really believe in something, you do get more anxious because it cares. Yeah, you care about it, don't you? When I got off, honestly, when I got off that, I was on cloud 9. Like, I was, oh my God, that was incredible. And like, I was ringing my friends, you know, I was like, you know, and like the friends have been amazing. Like, I was practicing on a few friends, you know, via Zoom and stuff like that. And it was one of those, I remember just going to a bedroom window here and looking at the window going, this is what I need to do with my life. This is what I was born to do. It was just bizarre, but that's where I'm heading now. I'm not, you know, going to go back. I've got in my head, I've got a journey that I'm still going to go on with my business and stuff and make it happen.
You know what? You've created it for yourself. That's what you've done. And you're like, it's like that. It is like a lightning bulb moment. I call it the ping ding moment. Yeah. And it's like ping ding. It's like this is what I'm meant to be doing. But I think a lot of it, you have to have that self-awareness part first. That is part of the journey, isn't it? God, how many times have we said that today? That is part of the journeys. The self-awareness is, you know, and Danny is the advocate for self-sabotage and getting out of your own goddamn way.
Because it's only yourself stopping you, isn't it? Sometimes you might have barriers. You might have like money, right? Well, what I've done hasn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's free events, isn't there? There's free services. There's this. You start small, and then you have little goals, and then you're like, right, once I get this, I can afford to do that. I can do that. Then I can do this. You know, and it'll all come together. You know, it's beautiful.
From the business development side of things, which is obviously sort of my realm of magic, is the business development side. I always say you either need time or money at the beginning. And you've got to invest something, so it has to be either time or money. You know, I started my business with 30 quid on some business cards that were shocking and actually ended up in the bin. And that was after a conversation with Danny, so that's hilarious. But that you know, that story will come out at some point. I've told it before, but it's time or money. you know, there are so many free resources out there.
Yeah.
There are so many, you know, people doing challenges that you can go and do and you can learn from. And that's how you find your tribe, and that's how you find your vibe, because going out there and exploring it and, you know, and ask. People are people are actually very helpful. If you put something out on, you know, if you're just brave, just take that one little step, just that little bit of courage to go, okay, if I write something here and ask somebody, before you know, you have an absolute influx.
Yeah, it's like,
you know, people directing you. And I always say, it's with advice, you have to pick out the bits that you want and throw away the rest.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's about.
I
think it's definitely, because you can get overwhelmed, can't you, with the whole internet and Facebook and different people, like coaches, different groups, whatever going on, and it's kind of like homing in on. For me, it's like just concentrate on the certain ones that I need for now, you know, and not get overwhelmed, kind of thing. But I'm doing a Instagram. I'm moving to Instagram this Friday as part of International Women's Day. I've got 4 women that I'm interviewing live on my Instagram live account. And it was so easy to find those people. It was so easy to get guests come on, because the first one that I've got lined up is an LGBT coach, and she actually was recently a travel coach. So she was into international travel and things, and she's actually part of the LGBTQ plus community, and she's become a coach. So she's one of my first guests. So I'm really excited to, you know, to just go. I think she lives down south somewhere.
Who's that?
She's called Lizzie Laws. So she's my first guest. But it would have been like, if someone would have said to me like this time last year, you're going to be like hosting things or doing that, you know, I would have thought they were talking about an alien, or, you know, not talking about me. But it just goes to show that it's asking, it's reaching out, it's getting yourself out there, networking, talking to people, learning things, advice, little tips, things you pick up, you know. And
networking does sound like, you know, it can be a bit of a scary term for somebody that's just starting out. Oh, I'm not a networker. Do you know what? It's not. It's literally, it's kind of getting out there and making friends.
It's all it is communicating.
Yeah,
it's just talking to people, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know.
Definitely. Pixie's saying that she asks in the hive all the time. So, you know, if the hive is like the most phenomenal community ever, that was when, like, what lit up for me. And I have never felt in such a safe space either. And I think that's a big thing as well. Your tribe has to be quite a safe space for you.
Yeah, people can just hop on live, can't they? And everyone would jump on and support them and give them great advice and stuff. It's great to have. You know,
go and explore different communities. Go and find different groups. You know, search keywords that are relevant to maybe the things that you're interested in. I think that's a huge thing. So, where can we find you? Who, you know, what's your ads on the platforms, and where are you? Where can people hang out with you, Beck?
Yeah, so like Instagram is where I've been doing a lot of personal posts. I do a bit like on the stories, behind the scenes kind of thing in my life, and things that I'm doing, things I've got coming up, that kind of thing. So that's at Proud Life Coach over on Instagram.
Is it the Proud Life Coach or at Proud Life Coach?
It's just at no, I've got there on Facebook. It's a good news thing. So yeah, it's at Proud Life Coach on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, which is called The Proud Life Coach. That's my page. My group is called The Proudness Hub. So creating a little like kind of group within the page kind of thing. But there's kind of a lot going to go on for me this year. A lot going to happen. So it's kind of, I'm still at the very beginning. But someone did tell me, because I used to say to myself a couple of months ago, I haven't got a business. And they're like, you have got a business. Like, stop saying you haven't got a business, because you have, you know. So yeah, I'm still working on the website, because I wanted to get the website right, like you've done, you know, where you've done your branding, your photo shoot and everything. So I've got that penciled in for the middle of May. So then I'll start to build a website with the pictures on it, you know, and everything. And then it'll be like, boom, you know, this is my services.
A lot of people will follow you from the beginning, and they'll appreciate your honesty in your journey, and they'll appreciate you. And I always use the saying, done is better than perfect. And, you know, if you don't put yourself out there, I mean, this is we've gone full circle, haven't we? If you don't put yourself out there, you know, people aren't going to know what you do or what you're about. So, you know, congratulations to you on, and I really hope this doesn't sound patronising, but congratulations on your coronation, because you are 100% crowning yourself and owning yourself. I just love it, because I mean that's what I'm all about within business. You absolutely have to 100% be yourself. If you know and identify and own your USP, which for me is your unique superpower, that becomes unique selling point. That becomes what it's all about for you in business, and then it's not an icky sticky sell, because it's passion. You're there to help people. So 100%, I get it, and I'm just
it's like I find my ideal client. I know where I'm heading. I know exactly what I want to do. There's actually like lots of doors that are slowly opening for me. So once we're allowed out in the big wide world, there's other stuff that I want to do as well. So it's all comes under what I believe in. You know, people being proud of who they are, people embracing the differences, people taking chances, getting themselves out there, you know, that kind of thing, and building people's confidence up. That's what I'm all about, and supporting people. I'm not I've always been that kind of person that always helps everybody else and stuff. So I'm a big believer in, you know, supporting other women, other people out there.
You sound like you're being really intentional in the journey, and I love that, because tell me you're writing all these ideas down that come into your head, because you have to write it down. It's not going to happen. Don't write it down.
I've got a good plan. I've got a good plan for this year. I want to write a book. You know, everyone's writing a book, aren't they? But I want to write a book. Like that's one of the things I want to do. I'd love to do a lot more charity stuff. Even if it meant launching my own charity in the future, that's something I'd really, really like to do. But even my Instagram, I started out obviously with nothing. I didn't really used to post much, and I get like one like, and it was more I was doing it for myself. I was doing it just so I could look back. And then I thought, well, hang on a minute, I might as well connect with people and whatnot. But like now, it's really good for me, because sometimes I find myself looking back. I think, my God, did you do that? Wow! Like, you know, when I was in a magazine last year, and all these like things I've done, like. I'd love to appear on more podcasts and stuff like that, put myself out there. But when I look back about like little things that I've done, I think, wow, like you have really come on, and it's really good. So
my highlights on my Instagram are one of my power sources, because if you are, you know, if you're a bit knackered, because as you know, being an entrepreneur, having your own business, it can be knackering, because you're so passionate and you love what you do. You never want to stop doing it. So you just you know, it is important to, you know, take that time out, but I find that really, really difficult, because I love what I do, so I'm always at it, but there's only so much my body can take, kind of thing. But if I get on a bit of a sort of, you know, a tired spell or whatever, and my energy's a little bit low, I look back on my highlights, and like you say, you look back and you go, oh my God, did I actually do that? And it is a huge, I always say, your past hurdles or your past performances are the proof that your pumpkins are your potential. Kind of thing. Being a fairy godmother, it's all about the pumpkins. But I think it's really important that you've said that, because people do need to look back at what you've achieved. And
they do. And don't feel, you know, if things don't quite work out, just look, like you say, look how far you've actually come, not the one thing that didn't quite go to plan or whatever. But I think the more that you do things, like the first live I ever did on my kind of Facebook group, you know, I was nervous and blah, 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 whatever. But look, the more you do stuff, the more like I felt like I was just talking to myself. You know, you just feel like you're just having a chat with yourself. Like,
I find live
saying all this advice. The more you do stuff, the more barriers, you know, the more confidence you'll get within yourself as well, and enjoy doing it.
Easier now than pre-records, because pre-records I go back and I'm like,
right,
but lives I find way easier.
I don't think the quality is as good, is it? Pre-recorded, you know, when you post it, it goes a bit funny.
Beck, it's been lovely, and I'm really chuffed that I got to speak to you today, because we'd already connected on Instagram and we'd already like found our likenesses.
Yeah, because I think there's so many people that know of people, don't they? Like everyone's connected in some way, aren't they?
It's I was really, really chuffed, and I feel really, really honoured. But just let us know just before we sign out, because we're coming up to our time.
Okay.
But if I just want to ask one question: if there's anybody out there that is a little bit nervous, a little bit worried, and thinking, I really need to do it, what would you say? What would be your sentence of advice that the biggest change it's made for you to inspire them to actually, kind of go, okay, it's time?
God, it's finding your happiness. You've got to be true to yourself. If you're not true to yourself, you're not going to be true to anyone else. No one's going to be true to you. It's like once you embrace your differences, embrace who you are, that's when you'll start living. That's when you'll start enjoying life. That's when you'll start achieving things that you've always dreamt of. That's what happened to me when I came out with the wedding. I got the wedding I wanted because I fought for it in my own head. Yeah, you go through ups and downs and stuff like that, but it's getting the right support, getting the right help, looking after yourself. 100% big believer of like positive mindsets and having self-care. I know I'm rubbing everything into this and it's not really one sentence, but it's just kind of, if you just take one step, I'd say if you take one step forward, it's a step into your true destiny. Because there was a recent quote that I saw and it says something like, the best view comes after the hardest climb. And that's what I kind of follow in life.
I love
just imagine that feeling when you get to the top and you look back. You don't look back, do you? You look down, and everything, and there you are, and you're living this life that you've only ever dreamt of. There's so much support out there, and it's talking about like sexuality and things like that. You don't have to live a lie anymore, and it might be fearful and scary, and you think you're going to upset people on the way, that kind of thing. And you've got to think about yourself. You've got to think about your well-being and your life and your happiness. That's one of the key things in life. So, yeah.
Think about yourself and embrace it. Turn the key, and the view. The best view does come from the hardest climb, doesn't it? Beck, thank you so much. I'm really honoured that I got to do this with you today. Everybody, go and follow Beck. She's the Proud Life Coach on Facebook, but Proud Life Coach on Instagram, and it's her Instagram where she's really giving it some sass. Beck,
absolutely.
Thanks so much. Will you put the links in the feed?
Yeah, I will do. Yeah,
that'd be great. And thanks, Beck. Thanks very much.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks everyone for watching.
Oh, crikey, guys! I feel like we covered quite a few different subjects there. But go and follow Beck. It's always really hard when you're starting out in your business journey, and you work hard and you think, are people seeing me? Am I doing the right things? You might not always get the amount of likes that you like, that you need. It's really important for people to share, because that helps with the engagement and the algorithms. I think business development is my thing. So I'm really passionate about other businesses, supporting other businesses and championing, people on, because there are times when it does just feel like it's a hard slog. But I think when you're doing something that you love and you're passionate about it, that powers you on. But we still need support. We still need community. That's why the Hive is so amazing. Right, it's time for me to be wrapping up now. We have talked hugely today about, owning yourself. I always say crowning, crowning. Do you like what I did there? I feel like there's a bit of an Australian accent there. Sorry, I'm going into accents. I was doing this with Wallace earlier before the show started. We were doing accents. But we've talked a lot about crowning yourself, crowning your courage, crowning your confidence and your self-belief. It is really, really important. It's hugely what Creative Sass is about, and it's something I am super, super passionate about. Go and come and have a look at Creative Sass. If you've enjoyed today's show, pop over and have a look at Creative Sass on all platforms. It is just Creative SAS, no E on the end of Creative Sass, because there's no E on the end of Joe. self-awareness, SAS stands for self-awareness strategy for me, and it also stands for SAS as well, because I think you can be lively, bold, full of spirit, and a little bit cheeky within your business. If you have got a business, head over to my website, which is www.creativesas.co.uk. there is a freebie there on crowning your business development if you sign up to the Sassy list. I promise not to spam you. It's just full of offers and all the good stuff, really, all the good juicy pink stuff. So thank you for joining us today. I hope you have a really fabulous week. It is the beginning of March. Start off intentionally. Set yourself some intentions for the month. Be positive. Have an attitude of gratitude, and just have an absolutely sassy, sensational day. Thanks for having me. And don't forget to be here tomorrow at 9:30. I think it's Danny tomorrow, or it might be a guest host, I'm not sure. But either way, this show brings you value and great direction. It's always been amazing for me. Thanks, everybody. Have a great Monday, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.